The word this week for our entire group about Nashville Superspeedway was unpredictable. When you look at the starting lineup, 10 drivers that qualified inside the top 15 have not won this year. A victory puts you into the playoffs. Who gets it done tonight? Inside of the front row is Chase Briscoe. Outside, Denny Hamlin. Teammates to get us going as we put the green flag in the air in Nashville, Tennessee.
Denny trying to get to the bottom of the racetrack right there. Byron's going to fill that hole. Great launch by Briscoe.
Big slide out of the one of Chastain, 5 or 6 cars back, and that light blue Busch Light Chevy lost a couple spots. Restarts here can really be chaotic in that turns 1 and 2, and now the bump we talked about coming into play as you see the cars bounce over it.
Yeah, the Tronier Christopher Bale got a little aero tight side by side for 3rd place right there. Reddick and Byron. Here's the 16 car, AJ Allmendinger, come down pit road, Steve.
Yeah, Trevor told us issues of inspection, a stop and a go, no service allowed. We'll see when the 16 rejoins the pack. It'll definitely be a loss of 1 lap and probably be behind the field. He's looking for a quick yellow. That would save this 16 car.
Chase Briscoe started on the pole. He's led the first 19 laps, but company coming. Hamlin there, but just trying to figure out a move to get around his teammate.
Yeah, the teams are starting to find a little bit of speed up the racetrack, and we were hoping for that, and it's already happened. And you can see Denny running the top of the racetrack, down to the bottom right here, 3 and 4. He's tried the top, probably doesn't like it. That's why he went to the bottom, but you see, had a little trouble with that bump, lose a little bit of grip and speed off of that corner. Watch down here in turn 1 and 2. See what Denny does. See if he goes to the top of the racetrack. It's been working for him. Yep, right up the racetrack here. Not all the way to the top, using that middle groove. And look at the gain that he'll get down the back straightaway. Starts to close in a little bit. There's a car length, another half a car length, another half a car length. Just got to keep chipping away at it, Steve. Lap after lap, corner after corner.
That's the key. It's a game of inches. Charlotte, we saw big runs. You can make up 3-4 car lengths. Here at Nashville, every car length is a big, big gain. Then you just don't give it up. You have to be a little defensive, try to keep the game.
We got Briscoe out front, Hamlin is there, Byron is there, and they're trying to put Larson a lap down. We got a whole lot going on.
A lot going on in a 3-man battle. Byron has put the pressure on Hamlin to be on offense and defense. Byron to the bottom, Dale. Denny tries the top, does not work.
I think 24 is going to clear. Denny way up the racetrack, way out of the throttle. Yeah, that top's not an option. Probably won't try that again. So now the 24, Byron, is in position to try to steal the stage win away from Briscoe. Briscoe is sort of stuck right here, but behind the 5 of Larson.
Yeah, and Larson is doing everything he can to stand the lead lap because that's kind of his race. He knows.
Playoff point if you got it in you.
Playoff point if you got it in you. Refugal to William Byron, reminding him in 12 laps what is on the line.
Reddick trying to get to the inside of this 24 down the back straightaway, not able to do it.
And Dale, you explained it so well earlier when you say, well, he just can't pass. He can't pass because Byron won't let him. He's mirror driving as he should right there. Reddick dives to the bottom and on he goes.
Look at Hamlin. Here he comes off the corner trying to dive inside of his teammate. The block for Chase Briscoe. 8 to go in the stage.
Little contact right there. What happens down in this corner? Where does the 5 go? That's going to predict really who has the best grip to this corner. The 5's down there in front of the 11 of Denny. Denny up the racetrack, gets the 19 tight. We're side by side down the back straightaway.
Don't forget these bumps, Dale. You talked about how tough they would be by themselves. How about with traffic? Can Hamlin hold on over the bump right here?
Oh, he's going to clear. What a great job of Denny Hamlin, taking advantage of how the 5 car was limiting the 19. The 19 struggling, trying to get around that lap traffic. Denny was way up the racetrack, got passed by Byron, works his way back around both of them. Here comes the 45, though.
Final lap of the stage.
I think Denny's just in kind of protect mode right here. He's forgotten about trying to lap the 5. He would love to, but he's not going to get it done. He just wants to keep that 45 car behind him. I think he's going to do that easily. Reddick does have more speed, but he's just run out of laps here at the end of this stage.
Larson qualified 28th, had the slide early, dropped back outside the top 30. He's going to be able to stay on the lead lap. Denny Hamlin comes back to the green and white checker flag. He wins the stage in front of Tyler Reddick. Briscoe, Byron, Bell, the top 5.
And a tip of the hat to Riley Herbst, who was able to hold off Bubba Wallace. Big move out of the 2311 driver in the 35 car.
Gibbs teammates started the race in the front row. Penske teammates doing it now. Blaney, Cindric going through the Echo Park Automotive Restart Zone.
like in the past. Bottom lane dominant on the restart.
Inside for second. Look at Bell down there making a move.
And this battle for Cindric is super important. Those two tires, I think, have a chance, but every position he loses, the air gets dirtier, mechanical grip more important, the older lefts will be a big deficit, and he knows it. That's why he's holding Hamlin so tight.
How long can he do it, though, with Denny on those newer tires on the bottom of the racetrack? Pretty much the preferred groove. He's going to have to run Denny really tight down here. Just not able to do it as Denny goes to throttle, clears the two easily. Side by side back there for fourth between the 20 and the 45. C. Bell, Reddick battling hard. Chase Elliott in the 9 as well. We're right on board with the prime onboard camera. He's got his teammate to his outside, the 24. Almost contact over the bump there in 3 and 4. Side by side behind them. Logano, Chase Briscoe trying to battle back toward the front.
You point out.
Briscoe and Jones going at it. Briscoe Jones in the green 43.
That's a good run from him.
Caution is out, second time tonight. 47 Stenhouse off the pace.
Huge break for all of the drivers that took the wave around. We see the NOS energy drink onboard camera for Stenhouse. So a major turn of events. A lot of drivers gambled for this yellow, and they got
right rear's killed.
Right rear's killed is the radio on the 47.
Yeah, this is a tough break for the 47. Damage to the right side of the race car. They came in above the cut line, running in 17th spot. Let's take a look at the replay.
There.
And Elliott gets a fender right there from the 42 or the 43 of Eric Jones, cost him a spot or two. Chastain to the bottom in front of Priest, blocks that air.
Oh, Noah Greg straight up the round in front of the 48 and the 5.
Alex Bowman, 48, never finished top 10 here.
Big
Noah
damage
Gregson
right
coming off a great run last week at Charlotte. Heavy damage for him, and we'll see how dinged the 5 of Kyle Larson is. All three right in the vicinity. Another caution here early second stage.
This is Nashville. When we have cautions, 30% of the time we have another yellow inside of 5 laps.
We're ready for the restart as we get back underway in stage 2. Hamlin, Cindric up front, and they're headed to the Echo Park Automotive restart zone. Jones out of line, a little contact with Bell. Hamlin trying to get through on the bottom. And there goes Bell around.
Yes, John Hunter Nemechek in the 20 had contact all the way down into the corner, and it spins Bell around. Heavy damage.
Last year, Bell led 131 laps in this race, and it came around on him here. Contact with the 43 of Eric Jones. Everybody racing tight for position.
Yeah, Jones to the inside here, and just he thought the 20 came down on him. He wasn't ready to give that up. He didn't like, I think, what happened there on the front straightaway and just stayed with it.
Yeah, I think I had John Hunter Nemechek as the guy. It was Jones. Similar paint schemes got me. Let's take a look from on board the prime camera for Chase Elliott. He's going to get a big view of this 20.
The car I talked to him today is really worried about the performance in this 21 car. Didn't think they had a great practice. Wasn't sure what to expect out of his race car today.
But the door's open now for both these drivers because they've established track position, and you just said it, Steve. We got a long way to go in this race. And there's
Corey Heim.
Man, what a night for 2311. Bubba Wallace speeding, the tire issue for Reddick, and here goes Corey Heim in the 67.
Right down, down there in front of everybody on the front straightaway. They do a good job of slowing down to avoid the 67 car. Corey had great speed in practice, qualified respectfully, was running great tonight. This kid is a star in the making. Toyota 2311, they believe in him. He's a rocket in the truck series.
You can't make it up. I mean, the one top 10 they had.
I really was expecting a great run out of this kid tonight. Here he is running on the inside of Keselowski off of turn 4 and just doesn't give Brad the room. Yeah, he just doesn't give Brad the room, and
he was racing inside the top 15.
Yeah, I mean, and I was not surprised by that. Let's look on board here. Oh man,
I love they listened to that again because I thought spotter outside 6 was the information that he received.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Got an important restart right here with Denny Hamlin. Blaney on the outside. 2 more Penske cars in row 2.
Let's get some green flag action, huh? Already 4 cautions in the early part of this stage.
They're not listening. 3 wide, 4 wide back here in the pack. Byron again with that high move. This time, though, I don't know if it's going to work.
He's gotten a row every time he's done this, and he gets another one right there. But down into turn 3 and 4, he'll fade back to the bottom of the racetrack.
I felt like
Zane Smith there in 8th, you know, 2nd. Last year. I mean, this is a good track back-to-back for Zane Smith.
But, I mean, you look at the teams. I mean, Legacy Motor Club,
Yeah.
you guys talked about Spire up there with Hocevar and McDowell. And front row represented with Zane Smith. Here's Blaney. 1 to go in the stage.
Hocevar. Bottom of the screen is 77. Hocevar to the inside. Gets a little bit loose. Can't finish the corner, but he's trying.
We just need a Hocevar cam.
Dude.
Just all day, just follow Hocevar. Put him in his own box.
Hey, here's another thought. Remember month and a half ago when they made the pit crew changes for Blaney? They've been the best group on pit road since then, and we know how big pit stops are going to be trying to maintain track position control this race at the end of the stage. Here comes the 12 back to the start finish line. 25th win for Blaney in a stage.
Hocevar's gonna try to inch him at the line. Just behind him per the monitor. Now NASCAR will look at that by camera. Points are paid. They'll confirm it.
At some point, Adam, but he was asked about will it happen tonight. He said no, it was too expensive. I think that goes to the $75,000 fine in the All-Star race last year.
Here we are, restart final stage. They come through the Echo Park Automotive restart zone. Logano's up there with Blaney. Hamlin taking a look. And one more time, outside lane, William Byron strong in the 24.
Can he make it work? That's way up the racetrack. Able to stay in the gas. Gathers up a whole lane in the 3rd spot for Byron. Great move. Eric Jones battles around the outside, defending a spot from Denny Hamlin.
Saw the penalty for Brad Keselowski. Also a penalty on that cycle for Josh Berry. Here comes Jones again. 100 in Nashville. Logano trying to get away in the double deuce. Saw a couple of cars out of line back there. That red car, 41, Cole Custer. Blaney outside lane. Going to take the 12 car back to the point. Eric Jones trying to sneak by for 2nd.
And right now, Byron thinking he should have taken
we got
the
a
top.
car that looks like Redding back there just about wrecked.
Wreck. I think he did wreck. Wrecked and didn't spin.
I go back to the 600 last week when he was turned into the wall and somehow was able to hang on to it.
That was the holy moly. This is the holy moly 2.0.
You got that right. The holy moly moment, Hail Mary save.
That was a very rough restart for a lot of the drivers back in the field.
Be emotional on the radio, but I don't see that hurt his lap time. And I think at this point, he just needs to focus at the 42. He gets emotional because his IQ of racing is so high. He knows what's happening behind him. He doesn't need an update.
Last lap on the racetrack, he ran a 30.27. Hocevar 30.12. Blaney a 29.95. Oh, the 12, big loose, big moment right there.
And that
shows
chunk,
us,
big chunk.
Well, it shows us he's pushing at everything he's got. There's nothing left in the tank right there. He's running the lap time to the max, pushing the car, trying to get by this lap traffic, getting more and more frustrated every corner. And this is Nemechek. Nemechek's already 1 lap down. Look at the time that Blaney's losing here.
And just remind everybody, left side, look at the difference in tires over here, right? Blaney, 18 laps. Hamlin, only 10. It's 8 laps pressure, but at this point in the race, it all matters. Look at this slide, Dale.
It's a really big moment inside the car. And we saw many cars get loose on entry. It's really wild. And listen to in-car radio here.
A season ago, white flag is out. 1 lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank. Now Blaney can cruise. Only driver at Team Penske that's winless so far this year. They came to play tonight. '12 car into 3 and 4. It's going to be a Nashville night to remember. Ryan Blaney is the man in Music City.
Hi folks, Lee Diffie from NBC Sports here. If you truly enjoyed what you just watched, you can get more news, interviews, and highlights by subscribing to the Motorsports on NBC YouTube page. You can get it all, so go for it.